gotta go this afternoon. I'm driving to the other side of Vermont, where I'm going to look at a fifth wheel camper, and hopefully the price is right. I've talked to the lady. Everything is seemingly okay, so it's just a matter of seeing it. And I've arranged with a guy on Friday to drive with me to go over and pick it up, because I don't have the hitch for the back of this truck to pick it up. And that's the kind, fifth wheel ones are the kind that go in the bed if you see them driving around, not at the back of the truck. So we'll see how that goes. Then tomorrow we've got panels coming first thing in the morning for the house, the SIPS panels. I've got to do some work on that either when I get back or when first thing tomorrow morning. We'll see how that all goes. Then tomorrow afternoon I've got to run down to White River Junction, which is a couple hours south of here, and pick up the plow. So those two will be good. Friday will be busy, and then after that I'm not quite sure. Heard from the lawyer again today, and she said, oh, she knows somebody at the central bank in the Bahamas. She'll see what we can do about this. And I wrote to her and I said, we cannot be the first people in history who don't have every single receipt from many years ago that have bought a property in the Bahamas. I said, even the U.S. bank doesn't have a receipt. They only keep them by law for 7 years. And you expect people to keep them for umpteen thousand years? Just ridiculous. So hopefully she comes to that, and we can get this moving along at a little faster pace. Plastic for the panels tomorrow morning. Hopefully it works. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. I was informed, of course, in usual fashion, that next Wednesday, today being what is today? Today's Wednesday. So a week from today, the roof trusses are coming. Now, mind you, I don't even have a foundation yet, and I ordered those 7 weeks ago. And they're coming in now, and we still haven't done anything with the house. It's, I don't know, it's mind-boggling. I try not to think about it because, like I say, there's nothing I can do about it, so it would just make me like really crazy in the head. So I concentrate on the things I can work on. That one I can't work on specifically. So next few days will be busy. I don't know what we're going to do. I think I'll have to figure out where we're going to put the trusses when those come, and deal with it. Well, that sky out there isn't exactly enthusing me, but there's nothing I can do about it. So hopefully we don't get some more weather this afternoon, but it sure looks like it. For those of you who don't own trucks, there's like smaller trucks that are half tons, then there's 3/4 tons, and there's 1 tons. This one is a 3/4 ton. It's meant to do work and stuff. And generally, I say generally, the bigger the truck is, the stiffer the ride is. So what happens, like in this truck, we just went through this really rough section of road. It's like, I don't know, it's like bouncing on marbles or something. They're meant to haul things and do things. So when they're not weighted, the springs just bounce you all over the place. I mean, I knew that. I've had 3/4 ton trucks, I've had half-ton trucks, I've had 1-ton trucks. But if you're on a road that's kind of rough, you're gonna know about it. Now this road right here, it's all nice, brand new, absolutely wonderful. But when you get a road that's a little potholey and rough and all that, you're gonna feel every one of them. Now, I should mention that when these heavy-duty trucks are unloaded, I said that, they're really rough. But when you've got them loaded and the springs are weighted, they ride like really smooth because the springs are compressed, and that's what they're made to do. They're not made to run around empty. Oh, by the way, gas mileage, we're probably looking at about 13 on a good day. Well, I don't know if we're gonna miss this weather. I just heard a nice boom, so I'm hoping that it'll be short-lived, but there's nothing I can do about it. So hopefully it won't be one of those downpouring, unbelievable rains. But again, nothing I can do about it. Well, I'm almost there. I took a wrong turn by a couple hundred feet, so no big deal. And we should be there momentarily. Well, I met the lady who has the fifth wheeler, and we're headed to go take a look at it. So far so good. She said it was only a couple miles, but yeah, everybody's idea of a couple miles is different. So hopefully it's as good as it looked in the pictures. Well, bought the camper. I got a guy who's going to pick it up for us on Friday, hopefully, and then we'll take it back to Burke. It's a little dirty. It's got, you know, a few little things, but nothing major. Nothing I'm going to worry about. We'll deal with it. We'll at least have a place that we can be staying in, and that will be one more piece of the puzzle that's been taken care of. Oh, one of the other reasons why this truck rides so stiffly, shall we say, again with the weight issue, is it has the tires, I looked before, are made to have 80 pounds PSI. Pretty stiff. Well, the good roads are over for now, and we're back to semi-mess. Shortly it'll be a real mess. Good to see tax dollars in use fixing roads and infrastructure and stuff like that. What do I know, right? Probably like a lot of places, or more rural places, is littered with a whole bunch of farms. Most of them are relatively small, and you know, farming's one of those businesses it's just gotten incredibly hard. You know, especially dairy farming. which tends to be more of around here. But with dairy farms, you can't, the prices that they're paying for milk now are pretty much like they were probably 50 years ago. And, milk sells by the hundredweight, not by the gallon, but by the weight. I don't know how that came about, but it probably has something to do with like the milk fat in it and all that kind of stuff. But so all these little farms here and there, and as time goes on, it gets worse and worse. They try to hold on, they try to make a living, they try to sustain their way of life. Some of these have been in the family for generations, and it just gets harder and harder. And especially in a climate like this, where you've got 3-4 months growing season, then you've got to feed your animals the rest of the time. And as far as growing crops, like this year, it was a late spring, wet, cold, makes it hard to get everything done. And then, on the other end, if it's a early cold fall, it's just a hard business. And a lot of these people, like I say, we did farming for a while, and that was in Maine, a little bit in Vermont, not much, not animals in Vermont. And it's a tough thing. You can't really make any money. You work 7 days a week at it, and like a lot of things, you have to be, I don't know how the stabilization's working with this road, but you have to be either really tiny and you sort of have a subsistence living, or you have to be mega big and you've got lots of payments for equipment, land, all kinds of things. So, and then you're gambling. That's the whole part of it. You're gambling that this is going to be the good year, and that's what we gave up. Is that you'd have these phenomenal years that were absolutely great. You'd say, okay, great, next year's going to happen. It's going to be wonderful. And next year would come. It'd be, well, next year will be better. And after so many years of doing that, you just say, yeah, can't do it anymore. It's just not worth. We got to move on to something else. Well, I'll be back to the house shortly, and that'll pretty much conclude today. Tomorrow's going to be a busy one. Got to get up early, put the forks on the tractor. I don't know what happened there, but tomorrow will be a busy one. Forks on the tractor first thing. Truck comes with the panels, supposedly 8 o'clock, and then in the afternoon I've got to run a couple hours south of here to pick up the plow. It comes in pieces, but hopefully it should fit. So bit by bit we're getting there, little bits and pieces. It's not going the way I want it, but you just adapt and figure out what you can get done, how you can get it done. Next week the trusses come, and yet there's no foundation, the house hasn't closed. I know. A lot of people would be going really crazy right now, but hey, at least it's moving forward, right? Gotta keep a happy thought.